Hello, everybody. Today is the 11th of December, 2023. As you can see, I'm standing in quite a bit of water. We had a lot of rain the last 24 hours. Fine for bare feet, but not so much laying on the ground trying to work underneath the car, which is why I wish I had a shop. Someday I will. Someday I'll have at least a garage. This is just a quick update. Haven't had much time to work on the car in the past week because of regular work, earning money, and then getting ready for Christmas, that type of stuff. Did want to show a couple of quick updates though. One of my viewer friends traded me this new little hose here for a couple of the other ones that I had. We did the trade via mail, and I got his beautiful custom-made hose. There was one little problem with it though. This fitting on this side of the custom-made hose was too big. Didn't screw into this hose here that I got from R2 Enterprises. For some reason, his manufacturer or person that made this didn't realize it was a different size, but that's okay. I went to a hydraulic shop locally this morning and got this adapter fitting. So now we're golden, good to go on that. So that completes all the power steering hoses and whatnot that I needed to renew for my windshield wipers as well as power steering system. I'm gonna turn this off, show you a couple things under the engine real quick. Also, just to let you know, I cleaned out the mess I had in the car when I brought it home a week ago. Had it towed home 6 days ago. So all that stuff's in the shed now. So I have a kind of a mess to clean up. All my tools need to be cleaned and put away, and all the parts and whatnot need to get reorganized before I continue on. And I discovered that I actually had a bigger vise sitting on a shelf that I've forgotten about. So I'm going to install that vise on what I have as kind of a bench and see if I can finish up with the drive shaft and press those end caps in on the universal joint. Get that done. But let me show you a couple things under the hood I did too. All right, I had my ceremonial umbilical cord first connection a few days ago too. I mean, that's kind of silly, I suppose, but kind of an important step to me. I was actually able to connect my brand new high pressure power steering hose between the steering gear and the power steering pump. I just removed that coupler that used to be there with the original setup and just loosely put this together. It's not actually tight because I still have to put the little arm on here that attaches to the intake manifold that holds that up out of the way like that. So that was kind of cool. And the other thing, as I step through the water here, is I was able to go back to Advanced Auto Parts and take care of the V belt issue where they gave me two different types of V belts, and now they're both the same, and so this is on there tight now. So that's about all I've had a chance to do in the past week. But and so I have a lot to do. Obviously, a lot of things to reconnect, both underneath the car and on top, and then I still have the brakes to work on too to figure out what's wrong with them. But first things first, since I'm already halfway through that drive shaft project from a week and a half ago or whatever, I need to finish that up first. So that's going to be my priority. I'll work inside my shed there where I can have some heat and a little bit of comfort after I do some cleaning up. So hopefully I'll have an update later today on that. All right, quick update on this drive shaft. I highly recommend you don't try to do this yourself. Take it to a shop that can do it properly and easily. I ruined one U-joint trying to do it. The hard part is right here in this section of it. The rest of it's really not that hard. Even with the nice vise and everything, I couldn't get them pressed together properly, so I have to assume that I must have accidentally knocked loose one of the little tiny needle bearings in one of the caps, and that's why it was preventing me from properly and putting the end caps in all the way. But I noticed as I was removing this one that I'm not going to reuse, that one of the caps was still partly in place, and yet the U-joint fell out. So that gave me a clue that maybe I need to at least get one of the caps started, and then I can get the U-joint going in there. Maybe that'll save me some heartache. I don't know, but I'm going to make another attempt here and see how it goes. There is one other thing I'm going to try too. I'm going to put Vaseline on in the holes here where that U-joint's caps go, just on this part because I'm having such a hard time with just this part of the drive shaft. We'll see if that helps or not. All right, success. Second attempt was good. I was able to uh, get them both in there. The little locking rings are in place right there on both sides. It's stiff, which I would expect for a new U-joint, newly installed. So that's not a problem right there, that it's stiff. It's expected to be, I think. So the trick that I used, like I said earlier, was getting one of the caps in most of the way and then kind of threading the U-joint from underneath up into it and then working the other one in. So I just kept working my way through it. I've kind of destroyed one of my Craftsman bolt sockets that I was using to press the caps in, but since Sears is out of business, or almost out of business, I don't know if I can get a replacement for that or not, but anyway, it was worth the sacrifice. I can always buy another one. The rest of this should go back relatively easy in comparison. So now the next piece to go on is this, and that's basically just going to fit around the other parts like that, and then I'll put those caps on very carefully and just use the vise like I've been doing. Didn't have to use the sledgehammer. In comparison to how hard it was to get these on, this slides in really easily. I mean, I'm just using the vise and it's just sliding right in there like it should. I wish this other part had been that easy. I don't know why this one was so difficult, but anyway, moving along now. So in comparison to this part was super easy. I mean, it's done and it's nice and stiff like you would expect a new set of U-joints to be. Everything's in place. All the locking clips are in place. Notice the grease fitting is angled in a way that I can easily reach it with a grease gun. And of course, I will grease these real well before I install them on the car. Now I got to get the centering yoke in next. That goes in here. So I did that earlier, and hopefully that part will go relatively easy too. We'll see.